Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl Labora Lee, aka Cat Lee. And today, people, today is Media Monday. Today is the day that we come in and we talk about all the latest Gab. We are on the Gab beat, and so we got some things to talk about today. But before we get to all of that, we gotta pay the bills, y'all. We just gotta pay them. So check this out.
Want last minute brand design help? Get top tier Fiverr freelance creatives at your fingertips fast with secure payments and 24/7 support. Head to fiverr.com today and get something started.
And I'm back. Listen, it's a lot going on in the media today. It's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. So we are going to get started. First, let's get to Kodak Black. I know many of you have heard what's been going on, but I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to give my commentary because that's what I do. So Kodak Black's weekend is off to an unfortunate start. The super gremlin was arrested after cops say that he was found. They found him with a bunch of oxy in his car. If you don't know what that is, it's narcotic. And so it is what it is. Kodak was traveling in a Dodge Durango Friday in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. With what cops believe was an what illegal tent. After pulling the rapper over, cops say they smelled a strong odor of marijuana and eventually searched the car. Officers claim they found 31 oxycodone pills and $74,960 in cash during the search. Sources say that Kodak's license and tags were also expired. Kodak's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, states never judge a case based on an arrest. There are facts and circumstances that give rise to a defense, especially in this case. We negotiated a bond of $75,000 and will move forward with resolving the matter quickly. Kodak has been booked on two charges: possession of controlled substances without prescription and trafficking in oxycodone. Oh boy, I would say I don't know the circumstances. Like, I don't know if they found the pills in a pill bottle, but then again, if they were prescribed, which is why they charged him in the first place, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this right now. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not surprised, so to speak. I'm not really surprised. This boy has been wilding since he became a celebrity. So it's always something. He's always in jail. There's always some kind of, being arrested. He did do that little jail stint for a minute. I don't want to call it a bit because a bit would imply that he did over 5 years. But I'm not surprised with this Kodak Black situation. I'm not. Um, as we all know, many rappers have habits, and some are just their habits. I don't know if those oxys were his, or I don't see the whole trafficking thing is a whole nother subject too, because they could say that he was trafficking because he was traveling throughout the state with the substance for himself, or they could say he was trafficking in, but they didn't give him trafficking with the intent to sell, so they had to be his. So it's a crazy, crazy situation. Oh my, but yeah, they charge him. He has two charges: possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. I said subscription, tongue tied. Without a prescription, and then the other charge was trafficking oxycodone. So who knows? We're gonna see how this plays out. We're gonna see if he get some more jail time. I don't know. It's unfortunate. This whole industry thing is sometimes, some people just It's a lot to handle, and some people just can't get right. And it's not, well, it's their fault because you don't have to, but you chose. And I'm quite sure before he got on, he was dipping and dabbling. So, but remember this. Let me say this real quick because I'm talking big trash. Like, I know everything on this podcast is alleged. We don't know. We weren't there. We have nothing to do with nothing. We're just reporting the news because that's what we do over here. And then I give my commentary, which is my opinion and not necessarily like I know what really went down. So, let's get into it. Y'all, I want to show y'all this trailer because we finally got the trailer for the movie number 9. If you have watched this podcast before, you might have seen the interview I did with Majestic Behavior. And they finally got in the trailer, so I'm excited to show that. So we'll get to that in a few. So let's get to Ricky Martin because this story right here, it has a lot of odds and ins and outs and stuff, and it's a lot to talk about the situation. So I'm gonna dig into it and I'm gonna dive into it. I'm gonna read first and then give my commentary as I usually normally do. So Ricky Martin's alleged domestic violence accuser is one of his own family members. And now the pop star reportedly staring down possibly a half a century behind bars. You heard me, a half a century, 50 years. Um, a new report Friday from Spanish news website identifies Ricky's accuser as his 21-year-old nephew. You heard me, his 21-year-old nephew. I'm gonna get to what I gotta say. Dennis Yadel Sanchez, which would introduce incest into the case in Puerto Rico. The singer's brother, Eric Martin, reportedly identified the alleged victim, not shady, and Ricky is going to court July the 21st. So it's coming up. I hate that because that's our anniversary for this podcast. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. Under the Puerto Rican law, there are harsher penalties for certain sexual crimes when the alleged victim is related to the accused, but it is unclear exactly what Martin is facing. Now, Ricky Martin's brother, is backing his sibling, claiming that their nephew, who's accusing Martin of domestic violence and incest, is deeply troubled guy. Gonna get to it. Eric Martin took to social media this week and aired out his grievances about the case playing out in Puerto Rico. Starting out by saying that just because someone takes out a protective order under the statute, which I'm sorry. So let's just make sure under the statute, which is admittedly serious, does not necessarily mean the alleged victim is telling the truth, which is true, and that the facts still must be vetted thoroughly. Now, the Puerto Rican newspaper is reporting that the nephew allegedly ended a 7-month-long relationship with Ricky. Ricky allegedly did not take it well, continuing to contact the nephew and showing up at the nephew's home. Ricky Martin's attorney, Marty Singer, says, unfortunately, the person who made the claim is struggling with deep mental health challenges. Ricky Martin has, of course, never been and would never be involved in any kind of situation or, sexual or romantic relationship with his nephew. The idea is not only untrue, it is disgusting. We all hope that this man gets help that he so urgently needs. But most of all, we look forward to this awful case being dismissed as soon as a judge gets to look at the facts. It seems that Ricky is no stranger to sexual assault allegations. Ricky, who started his career in a boy band called Menudo, I got some stuff to say. Menudo, which is known for replacing their members when they reach the age of 16. So at their 16th birthday, the tradition is that they are released from the band, and have been doing so since 1977, and still they're disbanding um, until they're disbanded in 2009. Allegedly, includes well, allegations include physical, sexual, and mental abuse by the band's music promoter and manager, Eduardo Diaz. HBO released Menudo Forever Young, the four-part HBO docuseries unveils in searing interviews with 13 former members, not including Ricky Martin. Yeah, my gosh, there's so much to say about this. The third part of the documentary talks about the allegations of sexual assault on the members by the production team and Diaz. All right, now that we've gotten that out the way, let me just say we don't know. Again, remember everything, and let me put that back up. Everything on this podcast is alleged. We don't know. We weren't there. We don't know what really happened. But for years, I have been hearing about this whole Menudo situation, along with, like, I'll just say I heard about the Menudo situation along with the Backstreet Boys and the NSYNC situation. Two different people. Diaz Perlman. Just remember that. I'm saying that now, right? So, um, I've heard over the years, specifically with Martin, to be exact, that he was a victim of this these assaults, this abuse. I've heard that numerous times, different situations, different scenarios, but I've heard that. I won't act like I haven't heard that. I have heard that. Same thing I heard about certain members of the Backstreet Boys and certain members of NSYNC as well, and other people around. I'll say that the industry is a fickle place, and you just never know what is going on behind closed doors. You hear a lot of things about the industry, certain aspects that we can't really say they're true because we don't know and we're not there, down to the parties and all of that good stuff. We don't know. We weren't there, but I've heard allegations over the years. I'm not gonna act like I didn't hear the allegations when I did. But specifically for Martin, I've heard that when he was in Menudo, he was the one that was targeted the most by production, by the manager slash producer or whatever. I have heard that. I will say that if it is true that he had this relationship with his nephew, whom is only 21, and he might have some mental issues that he's dealing with. But I can also say this, he might have mental issues that he's dealing with, but he also might have those mental issues from years of abuse because he's only 21. And from what I'm understanding, and I just want to make sure I don't have that in my notes, but from my understanding, this has been a long going relationship. So if he's only 21, then that means that this was happening before he was a legal adult. Learned behavior, it doesn't really, it doesn't leave if you learn to do these type of things. Well, if these things were done to you, then it's very possible for you to turn around and do these things to someone else. Martin was arrested for stalking a dude. Dude got a restraining order. You feel me? So it's looking kind of suspicious. You feel me? It's looking a little suspect because the nephew did get it. And then to his brother, why would you, like, your brother is already going through, like, I know sometimes as family members, your intentions are good and you want to, you think you're helping, but then sometimes you make the situation way messier and way worse than it was before. So the fact that his brother came out and spoke, although he is speaking on his behalf, he shouldn't have never, like, I don't know who, sometimes I really don't know who is doing the PR, who these publicists are for these people, because, and who the lawyers are, because your PR and your, and just this is just a little tidbit for those who are going into the music industry, those who are in the music industry. Your publicists, your PR people, and your lawyers go hand in hand. They work together because crisis management is very, very important, and both of them have to be available to in order to handle the crises. They are the parties that hold on, y'all. Okay. Got a little jumpy over here, but they are the parties that handle the crises. They are the people who manage the crises. So my question is, well, we already know who his attorney is. I spoke his name just not too long ago, but also who is the publicist? They should have been on that. They should have been talking to his brother immediately, like you are to say, you know what I mean? Like, even if you think it's helping, it's not going to help his case. So, one, the brother should not have aired out who the victim was. Strike one. Nobody knew who the victim was. Nobody had any inkling about who the victim was. But you went out of your way to make it clear that it was your nephew. So that was strike one. Two, public opinion and the court system don't care what it is that you have to say. It has to go to trial. He was arrested for stalking the person. It's not looking good. So you saying what you have to say didn't really help him any. It's not helping him any, and he still hasn't gone to court yet. And three, just the fact that you're saying that he had the accuser has mental health issues, that doesn't make it any less true about what happened, what he's saying happened to him. I think a lot of people mistake the fact that people have mental health issues with the fact whether or not they can tell the truth about something that is detrimental to them, and if it's possible that that happened to them, and even analyze that the fact that that could be the reason why he has these mental health issues, because he's been tormented. You never know what's going on. Ricky's brother wasn't in the room when it was happening. He does not know the extent of their relationship, and nobody should have known. The victim didn't even come out and say that he was the victim and that this was an incestuous relationship. So who are you to go to the public and dispose that information? You didn't help your brother, Mr. Martin, sir. You didn't help your brother in any kind of way. And again, this is not the first time that Ricky has been accused of domestic violence or of things of that nature. Again, learned behaviors. If it happened to a person, I'll give you another example, and he's not even on the docket tonight. R. Kelly. It's been said, he said it in interviews that he was abused by somebody in his family. And now we have this. We don't know if R. Kelly really did some of the things that they said that he did, but if he did, that could play a part in why that happened. Not saying that it's right, because don't ever get it twisted. I will never say anything that these people are doing are right, but I wanted to dig a little deeper into the mindset and how when things happen to certain people, they carry those behaviors over. So that's just something to think about. Not everybody does that happen to, but and especially if you and then think about it, especially if you have money at your disposal and you feel like you could do anything you want to do. Some of these people really feel like they can do whatever it is they want to do. They're rich, they're famous, and it's just they can do what they want. And so that's just something to think about. I'm not saying take a side. I'm not saying form your opinion. before you know the facts. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is learned behaviors, and I've heard about this Menudo situation many years. And I wanted to throw that in there real quick too. So you think about it. From our understanding and the research that my content producer Reese, hi Reese, love you, has done, she said Ricky joined Menudo in '84, I believe. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but he joined Menudo in '84. Then he was kicked out of the group in '89. Now you think Ricky Martin's solo career really started in the '90s. He wasn't that far out of the Menudo situation. Um, so those are behaviors that he probably carried with him into developing his own career as well. And again, from my understanding, from what I've heard about the industry, there's some weird shit going on. Excuse my language, but there's some weird stuff going on in the industry. A lot of weird stuff. I've heard some firsthand situations, and I've heard things through the grapevine, and I've heard some crazy things about the music industry. So who knows? We're gonna see how this plays out. Um, just remember, everything on this podcast is alleged. We don't know. We weren't there, but we're gonna see how this plays out. We are, because I'm interested to see. I'm gonna take a quick water break, and then we're gonna come back. Next, we're gonna talk about NBA YoungBoy, and we're gonna get into it. So let's go. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. The water was getting good. So let's get into it. So let's talk about Kanye West, because it seems like he's always in our conversations lately, and Kid Cudi. So Kanye West is out, and Kid Cudi is in for Rolling Loud Miami. An interesting swap, considering the two have been beefing for the past few months. We're gonna get into it. The festival organizers made an announcement Sunday saying that for reasons beyond their control, Kanye wouldn't be performing at their event later this month as one of the three headliners. And in his place, Scott would be stepping in to take to pick up, to take up the mantle. Rolling Loud co-founders Tariq Sharif and Matt Zingler further elaborated. We are looking forward to Ye headlining Rolling. We were looking forward to Ye headlining Rolling Loud Miami 2022. We spent months working with him and his team on the performance. Unfortunately, Ye has decided that he will no longer be performing. This is the first time a headliner has ever pulled out of our show. Um, and though we don't take it lightly, we wish him the best. They added, we look forward to welcoming Kid Cudi as a headliner in Miami, and we can't wait to see what he has in store. Kid Cudi himself confirmed the news, posting that the new lineup on his IG. It is unclear why Ye bailed, but that's kinda his MO lately. You'll recall he also pulled out of Coachella last minute with no explanation. There too, they had to scramble for a last minute new act. The backdrop to the latest news, of course, is the fact that Cudi is officially disavowed. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Publicly declaring that their friendship is over, and this is after Ye took some swipes at him for being friends with Pete Davidson. They've even clarified after. Well, he even clarified afterward that he and Ye still weren't cool, despite the fact they collaborated on a song of Pusha T's, which Kid Cudi said would be the first time that they worked together. So him being the guy to fill Kanye's shoes is almost coming full circle on that, on all of that. As Ye has been laying relatively low lately, while he did make an appearance for Diddy's big moment earlier this summer, which we talked about that. The guy hasn't been nearly as visible as he has at the start of the year, which we suppose some might consider a good thing. Now, um, and I will skip the the NBA young boy, but we're gonna get back to that in a second because I really wanted to jump on this Kid Cudi and Kanye West situation. Now, what I'll say about that is this: I hate that when it comes down to this industry, friends, when it comes to friend situations, it's always in the open. It's always out there. I feel like it's unfair when two friends are friends, and then because one friend is cool with another friend, with somebody who is not one friend's friend, they decide that the one friend in the middle has to pick a side. I really hate that. I've been in that situation. I hated it then. I hate it now. Right? I hated it for them too. Also, when it comes down to making music these days, you don't have to be in the studio with the person to make a song. You don't. That's just how I go. You don't have to be there to make the song. You feel me? So, who's to say that they really actually were in the studio together? Kid Cudi could have been where he was at, dropped his verse. Kanye, of course, is doing the production, so he always in the lab. And Pusha T, he was in there with Ye while it was being made. But that don't mean they was in the same. Everybody was in the same room at the same time when the music was being made. I can guarantee you that does not mean that. I don't think. But the whole fact of the matter that they're not friends, and people are some are speculating that that's because of the Cudi being cool with Pete. Well, if Cudi and Pete were cool from the beginning, it's really nothing. Like, I'm not gonna choose which friend who is gonna remain my friend and who's not gonna remain my friend because y'all beefing about a broad. I'm just not, and I'm not a dude. I'm a woman, but same thing. Like, I shouldn't have to choose. That's between you two. Really, Pete, Ye. If I was Cudi, Pete, Ye, fight that shit out and get over it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta be like a get in the ring, whatever y'all gonna do, but don't put me in the middle of it. Don't make me have to choose whom I'm gonna be friends with. But to be honest, Kid Cudi and Ye Ben was having issues way before this Pete Davidson situation, so I don't want to blame it on that either. They already was having like issues. They was cool, but they was having their issues, and I know this because I know what I know. So, but everything on this podcast is alleged. But I don't want to have to choose. So let's move forward. Because I got a lot to get into this evening. NBA YoungBoy. Let's talk about him really quick. I had to switch because I really wanted to get into that Ye and Cudi situation. NBA YoungBoy has just been found not guilty in his federal firearms case. The verdict confirmed by both NBA YoungBoy's lawyer Andre Bidlanger and the U.S. Attorney's Office comes after a 3-day trial. The jury found him not guilty of the charge of illegal firearms possession over a loaded firearm found in his car last year. LAPD and the feds attempted to pull over a vehicle the rapper was in last March on an outstanding federal warrant. The guy apparently didn't give up easily. This is what they're saying. A short pursuit went down, but once the car stopped, cops said the rapper bolted on foot. Police set up a perimeter and brought in the canines to help find young boy. The firearm in question was found in his vehicle. He was released on $500,000 bail, or bond from the federal prison back in October, but the judge ordered him to sit home, to stay at home confinement in Utah until his trial date was over. The rapper put his head down and started to cry when the verdict was read. It has been a stressful and emotional situation for him. In walking out of the courtroom, his lawyers said that young boy exclaimed, "I was never guilty of this." I can kind of, well, obviously the court system has said that he was not guilty. So I can kind of roll with like, listen, people, I hate to say this, but coming from where I'm from, which is Baltimore, Maryland, you hear cases all the time where people have planted things on people, drugs, firearms. You hear this. This is not uncommon to hear. So they didn't find him guilty. So there obviously was no evidence that he actually did what they said that he was doing. It's just that simple. So, hopefully he's celebrating with his kids and family members, and he'll get back to just doing what it is that he's supposed to be doing, which was making music and performing for his fans. I'll say that. But congratulations to NBA YoungBoy for not being found guilty. Hey, woohoo! And actually, if you've been, I don't know what rock people are living in, but the footage showed him, and the fans outside celebrating and all, woohoo, and yay, woo, and all that stuff. So, congratulations to him. So I want to get to these quick topics because then I want to show some love and I want to play this movie trailer because it is available and we're going to talk about that in a second. But anyway, let's get to this. So, also, again, I don't know what rock people are living under, but it's breaking news. Jennifer Lopez has posted a massive dump of photos and video of her surprise wedding to Ben Affleck getting married at a drive-through in Las Vegas at 12:30 this morning. Listen, Ben and Jen been going at this for a long time. They had she got with him after she broke up with Puffy. They were together for a while, then they broke up, and then he got with Jennifer Gardner, and then they got married, and they had this whole relationship and kids together. Jennifer went through the Mark Anthony thing, and she had a couple of other relationships here and there, and then they got back together. Yeah, she had a few other relationships. But now they're back together and now they're officially married. So we're going to see where this is going to go. I hope that they stay together this time and make it work. And I don't know, but it seems like they are the most in love. So yay to them. Jennifer Lewis. If you don't know who she is, she's a great. She's a man. She's a great. She was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yes, Jen. And she gave them some action because if you don't know, she performed on Broadway. She's a dancer. She's done a lot of things in her life, and a lot of people don't give her credit. She's done a lot of things in her life, even down to her and Brandy working together because she's been helping Brandy as well with her vocals and stuff. They're real cool and all of that good. I'm proud. I'm happy. Yay! Congratulations, Miss Lewis. You are a great, and you have my deepest admiration. Ivana Trump, as you know, she passed away recently. But they came up with the cause of death. Speaking of cause of death, we'll get to that too. They came up with the cause of death, and it has been revealed that it was blunt impact injuries to her torso as a result of her falling down some stairs inside of her home. A friend of hers spoke about it recently and was saying like she used to always be scared that something, because that's not the first time that Ivana fell down those steps. Well, stumbled down the steps. So this time it was a real fall and That's what they're saying the cause of her passing was. So R.I.P. to Ivana. Um, Unfortunate. Also, they also came out with the cause of death for Kevin Samuels, which they said it was hypertension. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not a medical expert, so I can't tell y'all exactly what causes hypertension. But yeah, may he rest in peace. Also, I know a lot of people were angry at him and smited him during his passing. I've never been one. Again, if it doesn't apply to me, I'm not gonna really take it personal, and nothing he said applied to me, so I didn't take it personal. He was a man. He was a man. That's all he was. And so he couldn't really speak on my life or a lot of people's lives, as a matter of fact. But, may he rest in peace as well. Jamaican track star Elaine Thompson Hara signs a deal with Puma, and I hear it's a pretty nice little piece of change that she, signed the deal for. So congratulations to her. I'm always here for Black excellence. Mississippi prosecutors have no plans to pursue Carolyn Bryant Dunham in the lynching of Emmett. I've spoke about this before. The lady said she lied. Then she said, the lady said she, that was she told the truth. Then she said she lied, and then she said she was telling the truth. It's up and down, and unfortunately, really, not much is going to happen to her other than she's going to die in prison if they pursue the case. But they're not pursuing it, so I don't know. Maybe they can try again and see if maybe perhaps, but it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi. Not that I have anything against anybody in Mississippi, but we all know how racist the South can be as a product. I was born in North Carolina, and a lot of my family is in the South, and I ain't gonna lie, they can get a little racist sometimes, depending on where you at. So I'm not surprised at all that they're not going to pursue the charges. Muhammad Aziz Mann exonerated in Malcolm X's um, murder, and he sues NYC for $40 million. You know what I love was that documentary where they went and took a look at the case, took a look at the case again, and tried to get down to the bottom of it. It was a few gentlemen that were accused of and that taking his life, and none of them seemed that guilty to me. But you got to think about at the time when that was happening. It's still that way now, but especially back then, it was easy to accuse anybody of color of doing something and get away with it. I've heard a lot of backstory. You should go watch the documentary. I'm not going to tell y'all what happened, but you should definitely go watch the documentary and be the judge yourself. But I didn't like when I watched the documentary. It's on Netflix still. When I watched the documentary, I didn't get that these were the people that did it. But I wasn't there. I don't know. I remember everything on this podcast is alleged. Of course, I wasn't there. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even thought about. But go watch it and find out for yourself, and form your own opinion. But yeah, that's that. So he's suing them. That'll set him up for the and leave a legacy for his family. So, like, he didn't do it. So, yeah, pay that man. And he spent many years in prison behind a crime that he did not commit. Pay that man. Um, Daniel Kaluuya is not returning for Black Panther 2. It's kind of. Chadwick is gone, so it kind of makes it like a little weird now. I don't know. Just I don't think that I should think they should just leave it right there. I don't think it should be a Black Panther too, but they're gonna go ahead with it, but he's not returning for it. And last but not least, and this is sad news, Delphonics lead singer William Poogie Hart dies at the age of 77. He lived a long life. They made classic music. So may he rest in peace, and my prayers go out to his family. I promise you it does. Um, you know, unfortunately, we can't live forever. I don't know that anybody wants to live forever, but we can't live forever. So you just live your life the best way you know how, while you can, while you're here, and enjoy your loved ones and hug them and kiss them and tell them how wonderful they are. Um, Especially the kids. Now, encourage them babies. They need encouragement, especially right now in these crazy times we live in. Anyway, let's get to the love. I want to show some love to my listening audience. I want to show some love to my viewing audience, but I don't like nobody is coming and so I don't know who's here. So we're gonna leave that. But if you're viewing from let me see where they're viewing from. If you're viewing from st- um if you're viewing from Twitch and you're viewing from Facebook, shout out to you. Big love. Big love. All right. So let's get into it. I want to thank the United States of America, those who download my podcast in this country. I appreciate you guys so much. You don't have to be here, but you are. And so I want to give you the utmost respect and love and admiration. France, you already know, babies. Oh, can't wait to get there one day. Big love to France. Germany, yeah, I got some things I need to see there too. I told you I'm trying to get there for Oktoberfest. I heard it's a ball. Um, the United Kingdom. Shout out to everybody in the United Kingdom. India, I love you as well. Thank you guys for being loving me the way y'all love me and coming back and checking out the podcast. Sometimes I know I'll be up to shenanigans, but it's all a gag, y'all. It's all a laugh and a tee hee hee and all that good stuff. Although I report very real news. So big shout outs to y'all. Brazil, the Netherlands, Singapore. I love you guys. You guys are great. South Africa, Spain, the Philippines, Belgium, Australia, Japan. I love you guys. Mexico, Ireland, Nepal. I love you guys. Mauritius, Israel, Canada, Hong Kong. I love you guys. Wait, because we got a new country on the list today too. I'm so pumped. Um, Russia, thank you for coming through, stopping by. Hi, Russia. Switzerland, hello. And Turkey, welcome to whomever came in from Turkey and dropped through to hear this podcast. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are wonderful. All right, I want to go do my top cities, and then yeah, I want to play this trailer so bad, and I want to play it before the show ends. So, Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry. I normally would tell all of y'all I love you individually, but I can't do that because I'm pressed for time. I want to show this trailer, and I want you to hear the trailer as well because you guys are listening, not watching. Columbus, Ohio. Hi, babies. San Jose, California. My city, Baltimore, Maryland. France, I'll never butcher the name of your city, but I love you. Spring Valley, Nevada. Frankfurt. Hi, Germany. Washington, Virginia. Ashburn, Virginia, North Las Vegas, Nevada. I told y'all stop playing with Nevada. Norton Shores, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois. Hi, Shy. Boardman, Oregon, Atlanta, Georgia, Las Vegas, Nevada, Owings Mills, Maryland, Pikesville, Maryland, Boulder City, Nevada. Hi. I see y'all. No, India. I won't butcher the name of the city, but hi, India. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hi, Philly. Shout out to Philly. Randallstown, Maryland. Hi. Singapore and Holland. I'm not gonna do y'all like that, but I love you guys. You guys are great. I appreciate you so much for tuning into this podcast. Again, you don't have to, but you do. And that means the world to me. I promise you, it means the world to me. So I had to give out that love really quick. You know, we're reaching a milestone, year number 2 of doing this podcast, and so I'm really excited about that. That's actually that happens in a couple of days, July the 21st. That's when we started this pod. Well, that's when I started doing the podcast by myself. I used to have a partner. We'll get into that story later. But I've been at it for 2 years now, doing this for 2 years now. The podcast was not actually uploaded to any streaming site until I started doing it by myself. So these downloads were me hitting the ground and running, doing something new by myself. So I appreciate y'all. So we're gonna celebrate the next show, whatever. We're gonna celebrate it. Also, a few pop-up shops are about to happen. I'm working on putting it together, but for different situations. One is for Move Joie. That is my adult toy store. And if you want to know what that means, it means bad joy. Um, and then also we'll be doing pop-up shops for the actual, other merchandise that we sell as well. We're working on a few things. I'm bringing over Lord Lucidity. It's still Lord Lucidity, but I'm bringing over some of those situations as far as the marketing aspects of Ambitiously the podcast. So you'll be seeing that if you go to the website, you'll be seeing a page dedicated just to that, just to the marketing situation. So that's happening. So I think I covered everything. Anniversary coming up, 2-year anniversary. The new changes. There's more to tell, but I'm not going to try to shove it all in one show because I want to talk about this really quick before I get out of here. Now, if you are privy to this podcast, then you know that I've had this production company and the cast of this movie on my actual show. I interviewed them, and I've been waiting for the trailer to hit, and it's actually hit. So I'm going to play the trailer. For those listening, you're going to hear some things going on. You're not going to get all the logistics. I think I might show them love and post it on my website. So if you want to see the trailer, you can always go to my website and check it out. But yeah, the movie number 9, the trailer has hit. We are here. So let's watch it really, really quick because I have permission to play it. So let's go. I'm helping. Yeah, shout out to them. Let's go.
What's with you? I went outside and all I see was over there looking at that bitch.
What do you need? You know that we got it. Remember them days, you and dash with my profit. Never said back, let the money keep piling. Hoping and pray that the knockers don't stop us. Missing my niggas, wish they was home. Now I'm out here all alone. Talk to Wobby through the phone. Hope and pray that you come on. Doing this shit for all the guys. I ain't gon' lie when I'm spitting these rhymes. 40 pop purpose, it ease up his mind. Get out of line, we touching your mind. Life on the line for all of mine. Life on the line for all of mine. Say treat them like guys, we all we got. Treat them like guys, we all we got. Say treat them like gang. And this shit is the same. Them leave on my pants, my heart so cold. Got my heart where we fall. Put the dough on the floor, got the J's at the door. Where they need them some more. They be feeding for more, and I gotta get it. Gotta stay on my pivot. Bro, I'm who that's prison. Real life decisions. Brody gotta send it. Stay down in them trenches. Goldies come, we baby. Send strips through them prisons. One smoke, get no winning. 40 coming, standing. Bad bitch come with inches. Straight up out them trenches. Pray God for forgiveness, cause we steady sinning. What do you need? You know that we got it. Remember them days, you and dash my profit. Never said back, let the money keep piling. Hoping and pray that the knockers don't stop us. Missing my niggas, wish they was home. Now I'm out here all alone. Talk to Wobby through the phone. Hope and pray that you come on. Doing this shit for all the guys. I ain't gon' lie when I'm spitting these rhymes. 40 pop purpose, it ease up his mind. Get out of line, we touching your mind. Life on the line for all of mine. Life on the line for all of mine. Say treat them like guys, we all we got. Treat them like guys, we all we got.
So yeah, for those who are listening, you heard a song off the soundtrack, and a little bit of the acting in the movie. But so now I'm gonna tell you, I've heard the plot. I can't wait to see what really happens in the movie. I'm not going to give it away. But when I do know, which the movie drops in August of 2022, when I do know when it's available, I will let you guys know when and where to go check that film out. I can't wait to check it out myself. I'm excited for it. So yeah, but they were on the show. A few of the actors in the movie were here on the show. I talked to them. Go back and check that interview out. It was it's titled Another Smoke Break. with Majestic Behavior. So yes, big love to them, and they've been on my show a couple of times. We also did a panel with them as well. So yeah, I can't wait to see this whole film. Now that it's gonna be here next month, I'm so super, and that's not that far away. It's like really, literally, like a couple of weeks away. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. I'm excited. I am. So yeah, that's that. Also, we got an interview coming up with a gentleman. And we're gonna have another smoke break with this gentleman. His name is Hotep. It is July the 29th, 2022 at 9:30. Again, tune in July the 29th at 9:30. Hotep. We're gonna talk to him. He has a new song called I'm Changing. And actually, I played the video on the actual podcast on Fridays. I will play it again this upcoming Friday as well. So you can check out some of his music and, get to know who he is and stuff. And so by the time that we have him on the show, you'll be familiar. So that's that. I'm excited. Yeah, it's a lot of things going on around these parts, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So tune in for that. Remember, some things I want to say before I get out of here, and I gotta say 'em. If by chance you would like to be a guest on our show, hit us up ambitiously at Gmail. Let me put that on the screen so y'all can see that, and I'm gonna replay that. Hit us up. You know what I mean? Like, we always open. You might have a business that you want to promote. You might want to come on and talk about your music if you're an artist. You might want to come on and talk about, some things that you have going on. Like, we're here for it. We're open, and the floor is yours, and we're here to talk about it. So hit us up, ambitiously, the podcast at gmail.com. You can see it. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Ambitiously, the podcast at gmail.com. Also, if you're looking for advertisement, which I probably should have said that at the beginning of the show, but it's cool. I'll say that at the beginning of the show instead. If you're looking for advertisement, on our site, on the show, hit us up, ambitiously the podcast at gmail.com. Again, that is ambitiously the podcast at gmail.com. We are here to help you be great. So, hit us up. This podcast is available on all streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. We are everywhere. We are here. So check us out. Just, go check it out. You might like what you hear, actually. Remember that any music that I've played on this podcast, which I played a little bit, we have permission to play. That's that. We don't play music that we don't have permission to play. Always feel free to come through and join the conversation and drop a comment. We're here for. That's what we're here for. We want to talk to you. We're inviting you in. Stop through. Also know that anytime that we do this podcast, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the link is always available for you to come through. The link changes every podcast because every podcast is not on the same. But it's always, we always drop the link so you can come through. But be ready. I'm not waiting for you to figure things out and situate things. This is only an hour show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. We appreciate all the likes, all the shares, and all the subscriptions that are maintained for this podcast. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we need y'all to be in the loop. So like, share, and subscribe. Just click the link. Click, and you there. Yeah, check out our website, www.ambitiously-entertainment.com. Again, the website is www.ambitiously-entertainment.com. Now, know this. The link is always available, depending on how you're watching it, above or below. In our link tree link. I tried to make it easy so you guys could just go to one place and find wherever you wanted to go, whether it be social media, whether it be the website, whether it be you just want to get straight to the podcast. It's everywhere. So go click that link tree ambitiously. It's there, above or below, one or the other. So that's that. I had to get those things. I had to say those things. They are very important things to say concerning this podcast. We work very hard over here. Also, remember to go and check out if you missed an interview. Let me see if I move this way. If you've ever missed an interview, you can always go check out the interviews. We have plenty of interviews with different people, different elements, different artists. Go check that out. And I ask great questions. Some of them, they be like, what? Wow. Whoa. I wasn't ready for that question. Yeah, it's insightful. Go check it out. Um, Again, when you check out our website, make sure it's a link in the link tree as well. Make sure you go check out our merchandise. Go check out our boutique. Share that page with our other website, which is Movie Joie, our adult toy store. But it's only for adults, so don't be going in there if you don't belong on this podcast anyway if you're a kid. But yeah, that is a link for our actual adult toy store as well. We have a lot of inventory when it comes to that store, so you might want to go check it out. You and your boo, y'all might find some things in there that tickle your fancy. So yeah, and sometimes you need a little bad joy. It's a stress reliever. Trust me, gotta relieve that stress. We will be back on Wednesday for Wet and Wired Wednesday because it's going to be a combination of both. I'm going to put it together. I have put it together because sometimes I want to talk about some naughty shit and sometimes I want to talk about what's going on in the world. So I combined the two and now it's Wet and Wired Wednesday. But, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We'll be here. We'll be here for it. We'll be here for it on Wednesday at 9:30. So make sure you tune in. And then tune in on Friday for Fire Friday, where we play music from up and coming artists. We show them love. Sometimes we have them on the show, like Hotep. We having him on the show. We show love. So go check that out. Check that out on Friday. Good music. Bomb music, a couple of artists on that lineup we have had on the show. We've had producer extraordinaire J Funk on the show. We've had Bomb on the show, which we've also played his music. We had one half of Dirt Platoon on the show, which is my baby Snuck the Crook, my little bro. We play his music on there. Who else? King Knox. We've played some of his music on there. We've had a few guests on the show. Oh, Truly Him, we had him on the show as well. So go check it out. It's some good on Friday. Make sure you tune in. There's some good music being played on Fridays. So that's that. Now, of course, I gotta get to my normal shenanigans, my salutations. I have to get out of here. I can't stay any longer. I wish I could, but I can't. I have to be a mommy too. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is this: mind your fucking business. Everybody business is not your business. And if you're going to mind people business, come here. Let me tell you people business. And then that way it's safer that way. Everybody is safe and cool and calm and collected. You know what I mean? And I give you other people's business every Monday. So you should be here for that anyway. Number two, love, hug, and cherish your babies. Encourage them. Tell them they could do great things. Never hinder them. Make sure you give them all the love that they deserve because they deserve it. They didn't ask to be here. We brought them here. So take care of them to the best of your abilities and make sure that they know that they are wonderful, they are great, and that they can be anything that they want to be. I'm an advocate for children. I really am. I really believe that you should speak great things into them. And that's how they become great. And that's just what it is. That's why I say what I say every show. You know what I mean? Because I really firmly believe that shit. And last but not least, stay in your fucking lane. Your lane over there, my lane over here. You do not want to step into my lane because then you're going to get this. You don't want that to come out of me. So stay in your lane. Your lane over there, you want this. Because she's sweeter. But stay in your lane. Your lane is over there. My lane is over here. When you cross into other people's lanes, you get collisions. And you don't need that. You don't need that stress in your life. And they don't need it either. So just stay in your lane. And with that being said, I love you guys. You guys are extraordinary. For those who tune in, For those who download, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. You don't have to be here, but you come anyway. So I appreciate you for being here. And with that being said, I love you guys. Good night. Bye.